it's also legal to bang them. So I mean, we're just putting that out there.
It's illegal, but you don't want to talk about it. It's not something you're bragging about. If you
something you bring up at the Elks Club.
You don't talk about. You keep that under wraps. It's certainly embarrassing. But no, I wouldn't do it.
I prefer the older ladies to the younger ones. I really do.
Well, how old and how young?
The oldest I ever went was 60.
You went to 60?
I didn't fuck her. I just made out with her in a bar and
that's even worse.
Fingered her through her pants.
That's even worse. You made out with her. That's outrageous.
How enormous were her fucking panties?
It wasn't a thong.
No, she had a smoking body. She was. This is hilarious.
Joe, she didn't.
She was a singer. She was a singer. She used to open up for Sinatra.
When you You know what, dude? I'm going to tell you something right now. If she was in her 40s and you said that, then that's a great credit. That, okay, I could see she's hot. But when you get in your 60s, you start to get that I'm going to die soon smell. You know that smell, old people? You think it's underneath their hat. It isn't. It's the beginning of you're starting to rot.
She had the Helen Mirren thing going on. She was hot, dude. I'm telling you.
So how old were you at the time?
How did you meet this girl?
27.
Look, it's a respectable. You got to respect that, though. Any guy that can pull a move like that,
Absolutely.
27.
And if you don't think we're not going to delve into every detail, fuck the population
that's
problem.
a solid move. Anybody can.
Wait a minute.
20-year-old's easy, but 60, that's not.
I met her at a show, and I started just laying it thick on her. I got a real older woman.
Oh, let's slow down. Well, okay, you meet a girl who used to sing.
God bless you.
In front of Sanks. And what kind of a show? Were you doing a cruise ship?
No, I met her at Caroline.
Was she out to sea at this point? Let me tell you something, babe. You're never going to work in this town again.
She was a stowaway. She was posing as a dance instructor on the show. She had to hide in my cabin to not get
I caught her doing a number up on the poop deck.
Her and my grandmother had an old beef
happened?
from years ago.
At what point? The second you saw her, you were like, I want to bang her? You just saying hello?
As soon as I met, she was with a group of younger women, which is testament that she was a hot older lady, because she was with all these young chicks that were hot. And I met them after a show with a friend of mine, and we were talking to them, and I was like, I just locked onto her. I was like, I'm fucking going for this, dude. She's a hot older lady. I didn't know how old she was. She looked, my guess was 50. So I started hitting on her, and I was like, like that's so much better. So I started hitting on her, and she's like, oh, come on, you can't be serious. I was like, let's go get some drinks, and we went with the whole group to get drink, and I just wouldn't let up. And I was like, I'm telling you, I love older women. There's nothing sexier to me than an older woman, that whole thing. And we ended up making out in the fucking bar, and then I took her outside.
That must have been some spectacle.
Wow, and people were just sitting there looking at it.
That must have been some spectacle. Derosa.
Babyface Derosa.
27-year-old Derosa.
With Phyllis Diller.
Making out.
She was wearing the... She had the pink boa.
Did you have an I like Ike T-shirt on?
Did you choke her with it afterwards? Oh my God!
It was wild, dude.
Ballbuster1 from the message board says, "I'll bet she opened up for Sinatra in more ways than one."
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. He probably tagged her when it was right.
Wait, how old is Michelle Pfeiffer, by the way? Because she still looks pretty good.
She looks fucking great. She's
I think
like 40?
No, 40. No, she's almost 50. She's almost 50.
Celebrities don't count, man. Celebrities, they got personal trainers. They got money for plastic surgery.
I'll tell you who's going to age weird is Reese Witherspoon.
And yes, you're right. You're right, because she got that face. It looks like almost like Elfin, kind of. Yeah, it's going to be weird when she's old. It ain't going to work for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like a weird combination, like when you have two dogs that shouldn't have fucked.
Yeah, she does look kind of weird.
But somehow it comes out cute.
She's
somehow
cute.
it comes out cute, but there's something a little wrong about it.
She's cute, but it ain't right. She's cute, but it ain't quite... There's some
She's going to look like when they made Bilbo look old in the third Lord of the Rings.
I didn't see the third Lord of the Rings, but all right. I think I get what you're saying.
I'm piggybacking what you're going on with the elf.
Yeah, she had to have elf-like, Middle-Earth-like quality. She's cute, but I don't know if it's good. You're right. You know...
She looks like she's in the
Christy
Grudge.
Brinkley... aging really well.
Unbelievable.
She's 50-plus-ish.
She looks fucking amazing.
Classic features, but...
Here's a random one. I saw downtown Julie Brown on the Dog Whisperer. She looked fucking great.
Yeah, I bet she does look great. Yeah, she was hot.
Granted, dude, Joe, at this point, you fingered a 60-year-old. I imagine if I bring up somebody in their early 30s.
First of all,
she still looked like...
Dude,
you could tell she was a little bit older, but I mean, her body is insane.
Dude, black chicks, for some reason, like, it stays together.
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's called lotion. They try to act like white people's skin. It's like white people don't know.
No, because the sun doesn't affect them as much.
No. Can I give you my little bullshit story? I mean, I was with this girl, right? This black girl, and she was always putting lotion on. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What's with this lotion all the time, right? And she goes, well, you know, you're ashy. And she goes, white people get ashy too. I go, no, we don't. She goes, yeah, you do. I go, no, I don't. She goes, well, give me your arm. She takes my arm and she just kind of scratches lightly down my forearm, and she goes, you see that? That's ashy. And then she started talking to me, like during the wintertime, I would always get really itchy when I was like toweling. I just always like the towel. Oh, I got to throw this in the fucking hamper. White people do not use lotion. You hang out with a black person and you have more than a 5-minute conversation with, at some point they're taking out lotion and they're putting it on.
That is true.
That's why they're
big into the baby oil.
I thought it was just a difference in the dryness or something.
Because well, dude, we're both living in the same climate. You know?
By the way, Michelle Pfeiffer is 48.
Michelle Pfeiffer is 48.
Yeah. I haven't seen her. Like, she hasn't done anything in a while. But the last time I saw her in I Am Sam, I guess it was, she was 43 or whatever.
Well,
but she was looking really good.
She was in that movie White Oleander like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just saw a picture of her.
She looks like a cat, you know. She's got those cat eyes.
She was Catwoman.
Yeah, she was Catwoman.
She's fucking hot.
She did do one of those awful movies where the white person comes into the ghetto to try to teach the...
She did
one of those teaching movies?
Dangerous Minds. That's like the fucking...
that's like the granddaddy.
That's like the Sergeant Peppers of the white people teaching the black kids thing.
No, it wasn't. It was Blackboard Jungle back in the 50s.
Oh,
that's a classic.
Well, there's also a lot with black like Morgan Freeman, Lean on Me, you know, when he played Joe Clark.
I like that.
Yeah, but that one I liked because it was a black dude going in.
Right.
And what I don't like about those movies, it's like white people are the reason why the neighborhoods are fucked up, and then they come riding in like the hero. Like, you people need to get your shit together, and then they A, B, C, D, they start fucking teaching them. It's like, we're the reason it's fucked up. I mean, not you and me, but in general, how this fucking thing is set up. No, they make me cringe. All those movies, and I hate those movies where at some point the black character has to always teach the white character how to dance at some point. I mean, has Keith Robinson... Well, Keith can't dance, but let me... Pick a black guy you know with rhythm. Is he ever at some point?
I don't know that many black guys with rhythm. I think that's a myth. I know a lot of black guys that can't dance worth a fucking lick.
Worth a lick?
Yeah.
What are you, Tom Sawyer?
Well, I fuck 60-year-old women, Bill.
Yeah.
You know, you pick up...
you pick up the lingo.
I think what's even, or not more racist, but what's as racist are like those, like, Pursuit of Happiness movies.
Joe, I'm going to hold it because someone's got a great question for you.
Go ahead.
Hey, Doug.
Go ahead.
Doug in New York, you got a great question for Joe.
What's up, Doug?
Hey, what's going on, Bill? Hey, Joe.
Hey, buddy.
Question for you, Joe. Behind closed doors, like, no shit, when nobody's around, you're home alone, you, like, light a candle, maybe close the door, turn down the lights a little bit, and jerk off the Golden Girls DVDs?
I don't jerk off to them, but I see where you're trying to go with this, Doug. I own, Doug, I'm not bullshitting you. I own seasons 3 and 5, and I've watched them in their completion.
Did you find Rue McClanahan? Did you find Rue McClanahan sexy? Because she was the one who was like the whore, right? Of the group, she was like, I got your question. Out of all of them, who are you hitting?
First 3 seasons, I would have fucked Rue McClanahan. After that, she starts to get a little frumpus.
Yeah, I always found that very disturbing that she'd be like the whore of the group, you know, and she's...
But is that the severely old one?
She was a southern one. No, she was a southern one.
No, she was the whore.
The severely old one was Estelle Getty. But she was actually the youngest.
She had the best white afro.
Oh, yeah. She was the was the youngest of all the actresses, actually.
But Doug, no bullshit. I can't get enough of the show. It's probably my favorite sitcom of all time, and I'm not exaggerating.
Did you notice how he didn't answer? You didn't answer the question.
I said no. I don't jerk off.
You never rubbed it
up? But you would have done Rue McClanahan in seasons 1 through 3.
Seasons 1 through 3. After that, I can't.
It's never gone into like
just because the writing isn't as good once you get season 4. Thank you, though, Doug. I should have known that was an insult.
Can of worms.
Here, bring it. Let's.
Well, but then, Joe, the obvious question is how old would you go? Or is 60 about the upper limit?
I am telling you, Helen Mirren, I was fat.
How old is Helen Mirren? Can somebody look
up? No, I'm talking about someone you're going to meet. You go into a car. Actually, they got to have some sort of show business. What Danny just put down in front of you.
Century sex. No, like this is disgusting. No, that's nasty.
God, that's a little bit
I'm
much.
talking about. Hey, look at the back of the box, for Christ's sake.
Oh, good heavens.
Yeah, they're looking at a century sex.
I'm talking about.
So this woman's 100 years old. Is that what they're?
I can't even tell what sex the person is on the cover. To be honest with you, is that a World War II vet or is that a former showgirl?
Like that lady I'd fuck. The one on the side.
Yeah, but she's not that old. Yeah, the one on the side doesn't look old at all.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
But she doesn't look 60 though.
That's weird. She should have got the cover.
Well,
this is a little ridiculous. Okay.
That's nasty. No, I wouldn't do that. No. I would fuck an attractive older woman. I think 60 is probably as high as you can get.
All right, I want somebody out there. I want somebody to beat Joe.
Helen Mirren is 51, by the way.
She's only 51?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wait. 61. That's my bad.
I would
61.
totally fuck her.
Wow.
I'm not lying. I would fuck her.
She was born in 1851.
Not to sound
She's
crass.
not bad, but if you saw her without makeup, it might be a different story.
I found her to be stunning when I saw her. And they even sang that song where Jack Black was like, Helen Mirren, you're coming home with me tonight. You are hot. Like, she's hot, man. And she looks great. She doesn't look, I don't know, she's just a hot lady. There's no way to...
So because Jack Black just kind of used her as a reference?
No, I'm saying I have some support in the,
I'm going to have somebody out there's actually beating you. If anybody's listening to the show, 866-969-1969. The number to beat is 60 years old, and the job to beat is former opening singer of Frank Sinatra. You got to have a combination. Now, this is the deal. If you come in a little bit low, if you come in around 57, 56, but you somehow have a better job, then there might be a...
It'll balance out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, for instance, if she actually fucked Frank Sinatra, but she's 56, you win.
Joe, exactly at what time were you hitting on this girl? Because usually women that age go to bed around 10. Did you make her move at 7:30 at night?
She made sure we stopped at her house so she could take her pill.
Is that true?
No,
okay.
Dad.
All right, could be true.
Did you finger in the back of her huge old lady car like some LTD 74?
Ford Granada.
With a posi rear end. One of those cars a mechanic would drool over.
She was giving me the specs. They don't make them like this anymore. They used to call these things steel dinosaurs.
Dude, you got me beat. Oldest.
Well, it's not just that she was 60, but that he was 27. I mean,
That's a great story. Dude, when I was 20, I lost my virginity late. When I was 21, I lost my virginity to a 37-year-old college professor. And it was the hottest fucking thing ever, dude. It was amazing.
Was it your professor? Yeah, that's pretty hot. That was your professor?
How old were you, 17?
I was 21.
When you lost your virginity?
Yeah, I lost it late, man.
Yeah, I think I was almost 20, and I hooked up with some girl. She was 30, sang in a band.
It's so awesome, man.
Oh, dude, I got to tell you, this is one of the most emasculating moments of my life. She sang in this band. It was basically a guy who had like keyboard where you can like computer program all the songs. So they just sang like top 40 songs, and he went by the name Gary, and they had 3 other women in the act. It was called Gary and the Girls. And the most emasculated moment of my life, I actually was sitting in the crowd with a Gary and the Girls fucking sweatshirt on in like Miami Vice, fucking passed out. And literally that was a moment when I was like, I gotta get out of this relationship.
That's awesome.
Anybody else? We got any calls out there saying that they can top somehow 60 years? We got 2. Let's bring on
the how old are they is the question. If they're 50, then that don't make sense.
We're gonna find out, Dan, and that is the excitement of Uninformed.
Good.
Okay. Let me hear. What do we got?
We got Rob.
Okay, Rob from Philly. What's the oldest and what's the job occupation?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
How are you, man?
What's up?
It wasn't me personally. My one friend was at a gathering of the Juggalos, which is like an ICP concert.
Dude, I did comedy at that thing last summer, and it was the worst show of my fucking life. I'm not even kidding.
Dude, he was there. It was like 2 years ago, and he was in a tent. He drank a whole bottle of Jameson, and he was in a tent. Some 57-year-old lady came up to him. They just started going at it. He's like, what the fuck are you doing here? She goes, I'm here with my grandkids.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Well, the grandkids angle is pretty good. Did she have grandkids?
They were there.
That's what
I'm talking to Joe. No, Joe's lady.
Oh yeah, she had grandkids.
Yeah, that
she had
ratchets it up a little bit in terms.
She had grandkids. That's the worst part about trying to hook up with somebody that old, because if they tell you about their daughters or their grandkids, you're like, well, this chick's hot for 60, but god damn, her granddaughter must be smoking.
Yeah. Joe, you don't like girls under 50, apparently.
Look, I like a young girl here and there, a 20, 21, but I'm just saying I prefer the older. That's all.
No. Now, how come then?
What do we got?
Sorry, man. I think we got somebody. I'm trying to do the math. Eric.
Yes, sir.
Eric in Virginia. How old were you, and how old was the woman?
Man, I was probably like 19 or 20, and she was like 50.